This segment of CoastLife is sponsored by Browse About Books.
CoastLife, we know we've got some readers, some avid readers, people who love to bring a good book to the beach. And if you didn't know, coming up on July 30th is National Paperback Book Day. So of course, we're here at Browse About Books with Susan Kehoe, owner of Browse About Books. Thank you so much for having us. And taking the time out of your busy season to speak with us today. But as you can see, you've got plenty of paperback books.
We do have plenty of paperback books, and people obviously love a good paperback for the beach, so.
Yes, and I guess let's kind of dive into maybe the differences of paperback, hardback, and maybe your own personal preference.
Oh golly, well, obviously a paperback is easier to hold. A paperback is, lighter to put in your beach bag.
Sure.
People do have very strong opinions about which one that they prefer. Sometimes books go from hardcover and then go to paperback and secondarily, which usually takes about a year. So if somebody really is an avid fan of a particular author, they're going to want that hardcover book.
Yep.
But with this genre, like especially the romance books are really popular now, so there are a lot of books that are going directly to paperback. Another bonus is that they are cheaper than hardcovers. And publishers are doing really fun things like making these cool colored edges, which has been a really fun new trend, and that's obviously something you're not going to get like with an e-reader or something like that. They've really sort of turned into little like objects of art and look really cool on your bookcase.
Yes, they do. I know I have one where the pages are all black around. I think it's Iron Flame. It's the second one in fourth weight, yes. And I think too, those sort of collector's books, a lot of times people want kind of both the paperback and the hardback edition.
Exactly, they're going to want paperback, hardcover. Sometimes people go and get like the British editions, so they can really like feature them on their shelves for their book talk feed.
I may or may not have done that before with the Harry Potter ones. I was so close to, because in England they had all the different, they had the first book released with all different houses as like their colors, and I was like, I want them all, but I was traveling light, so I couldn't do that. But speaking of traveling light, I think whether your preference is hardback or paperback, there's, I think, a lot of advantage to reading a physical copy of the book as opposed to an e-reader.
100%, and studies have shown that you retain more information when you actually are looking at a physical book versus an e-reader. So if you really want to retain the information, then definitely pick up a real book.
Yes, for sure. And speaking of information, I know you guys have another, we talked to you last year about the History Book Festival. You guys have your lineup out now.
We do. It's just been announced. If you go to historybookfestival.org, you can see the amazing authors that we have coming. The keynote with Jodi Picoult is already sold out. That's the opening keynote. The closing keynote is Taya Miles on Sunday, and then we have 20 free author presentations on Saturday in and around Lewis. So it's narrative nonfiction and also historical fiction. So it's a really great mix of new authors, very established authors, and it's just a lot of fun. You can really spend the whole day and learn so much. It's just a really fun event.
Absolutely, and I'm sure there will be both some paperback and hardback copies of books at the History Book Festival.
We do make a really strong effort to bring in both because, as I said, the price point, we want there to literally be something for everyone there.
Yes. So no matter which your preference is, paper book, hardback, you can find it at Browse About Books in Rehoboth Beach and so much more. You guys have everything from books to gifts to cookbooks and Taylor Swift swag. You guys
a cafe,
a cafe,
greeting cards, all the things.
So the list goes on. Well, Susan, we know you're busy, so we're going to let you go, but you can chime in too. Which is your preference? Paperback, hardback, and either way, maybe grab a book and celebrate National Paperback Book Day on July 30th. But there's more CoastLife headed your way.